Did I just do that?
Well, definitely with my assistance.
I did not just do that.
We did.
You're alone on a planet, no hope of survival. But you're also not sitting next to Phil anymore in that cubicle, so...
I just move shit with my freaking mind!
Hey, looks like you stopped the water flow in that trough. There's a bracer to the left of the chest. Maybe you can light it?
It's about to
Should
get
be a way to turn the wheel,
nerdy to here.
Why can't modern games learn how to shut up? There are certain trends in modern gaming, specifically the AAA scene, that gamers have been particularly annoyed by. Yellow tape comes to mind, cluttered UI, and so on. But one of these trends stands above the rest on my list of things I hate about modern game design. And that's when a game just refuses to shut up.
Did you just shift reality?
Now I think if you clicked on this video, most of you probably understand what I mean when I say this. I'm not against dialogue-heavy games. The stories of Red Dead 1 and 2 are immaculate, titans of the medium, and are way overdue for a good adaptation to TV in my opinion. But in those stories, and I'm specifically talking about while you're playing the missions, there's a lot of talking. Exposition when you're riding your horses with other characters, talking during the action set pieces, obviously the talking during the cutscenes. By all measures, Red Dead doesn't really shut up until select moments or when you're in the open world. So then why does it work here, but not here? Well, I think there's layers to the annoyance of modern games not shutting up. So let's dive into the first and most obvious layer of mediocre damnation. Layer 1. Dog shit writing all the time at full volume. I'm a big horror guy, so I try to keep tabs on new unique horror games coming out, and I stumbled upon this game called Chrysol, or Chrysol, whatever. And the art style looks sick. It has very Catholic-inspired imagery, art, and architecture. The gameplay had unique mechanics, like siphoning your blood to reload your gun. The enemy designs were very reminiscent of BioShock with a bit of Bloodborne. I couldn't wait to try it out. And then I saw this.
One there!
Well, well. No! Sleeping Beauty's finally awake.
No!
Now get out there and let's boogie!
You might as well just put the barrel in my mouth for me, man. We've reverted back to Navi levels of obnoxiousness, a mistake I thought we left buried in the late 90s, along with other cultural catastrophes, like whale tails. At least then it was kind of funny how overly annoying characters like Navi were. Here it's just sad, eye-rolling, lazy, noise to fill the empty vacuum of my consciousness. It's one thing to have a very obnoxious character with a grating voice yelling in my ear. It's another thing to give this character an Atlas-type role in your game. And another thing entirely to put this in a horror game, where atmosphere is king. Who is this for? Genuinely. If you like this, why? Explain yourself, please, because many of the things this character says serves no functional purpose. The delivery and tone of the dialogue doesn't even match or even create a proper contrast with the world. In other words, the artistic vision of this character is a mess. Am I expected to laugh? Find it entertaining? Endearing? What's the goal here? Dialogue doesn't have to mimic how people speak in real life. Often, great dialogue doesn't do this, but rather it exaggerates the emotions and experiences we feel when speaking and interacting with others. A person's wit, their philosophy, their emotional rawness, etc. What exactly is emphasized here? Because I know damn well nobody speaks like this in real life. My time as a toddler watching kids shows that spell everything out for you?
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
Did I just do that with my mind? Whoa, are those like aliens? The military? You guys are supposed to be helping us. Awkward. Like, who the fuck keeps letting Reddit mods make their dialogue? And why do they keep getting away with it? You know, this really grinds my gears, but the gears come off the whole fucking axle when they do this in games that are actually good and creative and not just churned out pig slop. It's a complete waste of the talent from all the other creators involved in this otherwise great game. Made the antithesis of great by the shallow, mediocre, pandering, cringe approach to dialogue. Metro Prime was already sick. Why do we need this co-worker workplace harassment simulator lazily forced on me throughout the whole game? I think they took the whole experience the world through Samus's eyes thing a bit too literally and added a biblically accurate red toy that follows you around and not so subtly harasses you. Which, admittedly, I'm sure you Samus cosplayers out there can probably relate to.
Yo, nailed it.
Nailed it. Show banner? Okay.
That stinks.
The atmosphere of a con is not the same atmosphere of a Metroid Prime game, and they don't mix well. So get them away from each other. It would literally be less work to cut this man-child out of the game. Save money, production time, and your artistic souls. Feels like the devs are desperately trying to retain engagement by filling in dead space or dead air. Now that might work in a Cocomelon video for toddlers, but in a horror game?
Peekaboo! Still alive?
Thanks to the sun.
Ooh, a sun buddy! Looks like we're on the same team!
This shit literally reminds me of Dora the Explorer. Do you see where the generator is? How do we turn off the generator? Talking to me like I'm a child or mentally disabled. Even the main protagonist does this, like he's ripped out of an anime.
Seriously, I really hate the water. That was close. I have a bad feeling about this.
Words alone cannot describe how condescending and full of itself this style of writing is. There's enough smug and heckin' quirky vibes here to spiral us into the next layer of writing hell. Layer 2, Eternal Engagement Farming. You don't need to fill dead air in a video game with dialogue, especially not in a horror game. Games are a unique medium because of their interactivity. All art is portraiture in the sense that it's shaping a reality for the viewer to experience. But with art like paintings, movies, shows, the perspective the audience experiences the world is limited to a 2D plane. I only see what the creators want me to see at that exact moment. I only hear what they want me to hear. Games are not like that. Instead of being limited to a specific vision of its world, games allow you to exist in the created world. Billy Boy here isn't just looking at this created world from behind this little porthole, he's existing in that world. Little homie is Spooderman, which I'm sure all of you are aware of, but I make this distinction because the way a piece of art is executed and presented to its audience changes drastically from this change in medium. A perfect example being silence, or a lack of dialogue. In a film, it's a bold choice not to have any dialogue, or any form of communication between characters, for let's say 30 minutes of runtime or more. Can only think of a handful of movies that have done that recently, and have done it well. But in games, that's not necessarily abnormal. In this way, games are closer to books than they are movies. No dialogue can play for hours in many games, and it's still engaging, either being carried by gameplay mechanics or atmosphere. And atmosphere is the key word here. I think it's the foundation that holds together the entire experience. I can think of plenty of games with mediocre or borderline non-existent gameplay that nail their atmosphere and are successful because of it. But take a game with pretty good or even great gameplay and give it the atmosphere equivalent to an unseasoned boiled chicken breast, and just look at how appealing that looks to eat. I think atmosphere is somewhat misunderstood. It's often used as a synonym for a feeling or a vibe the game gives. And that's definitely part of it, especially on the player side. But I think there's a lot more to it than that. In order to have a strong atmosphere, there has to be a coherent and compelling artistic vision. It's what allows you to effectively create the aspects of atmosphere such as tone, presentation, pacing, pretty much everything. Atmosphere goes deep. It's like the veins of a piece of art. Its influence is everywhere. From the music, to the plot, the dialogue, the writing, delivery, gameplay, everything. Look at Silent Hill 2. My favorite atmosphere in any game. It's probably on a lot of people's top list for best atmospheres. Okay, now change anything about that game. Add the Doomslayer in there, you know? Change the composer to Mick Gordon. The whole atmosphere is completely changed, and so has the artistic vision. And you don't even have to be that extreme with the changes. Just compare the original to the remake. I made a whole deep dive video on this exact topic if you want my full breakdown. But even small changes completely change the atmosphere and artistic vision of a game. That's how important atmosphere is. And it's the reason games can be silent for as long as they can and still be compelling. I still distinctly remember the feeling of simply existing in Rapture. I remember the vintage music echoing throughout the halls of Fort Frolic, splicers tweaking out and Fent leaning on the other side of the wall. I remember crawling my way through Pripyat for the first time in Shadow of Chernobyl. I remember the walk down into the kiln of the first flame, the only sounds being the rattling of my armor and the desolate wind of a dying world. I don't remember half of the shit this goober said, and I just heard it not that long ago.
Feeling about this, Juno?
You worry too much.
I have awakened!
Juno, watch out!
Who dares awaken me?
I don't want to hurt you.
I'm getting a little lost in the sauce here, but what I'm trying to say is that silence is a uniquely suited storytelling device in games. Even something as simple as walking through a hallway can be an opportunity to create something compelling. I can only really speak for the horror genre of games because I have experience in it, but there's a lot you can do in an empty hallway. You can set up atmosphere. You can set up tension. Wind the string tighter to the point it feels like it's going to snap. You can subvert expectations. Set up expectations to then later subvert them. And much, much more that doesn't involve someone yapping in your ear. And again, that's not to say that dialogue-heavy games are bad. Disco Elysium is great. Up there amongst my top 10 games of all time. And that game is nothing but yapping. But not once in my many times playing this game did I ever want it to shut up. Because the dialogue perfectly matched the atmosphere and vision the devs were going for. And that vision and atmosphere was actually worth the damn.
You know, we're pretty far into the video. You should ask the audience to subscribe. Ask? You do not need to ask. The video should speak for itself. Winners don't ask, they take. Easy now. You're not that special. Asking viewers to subscribe typically results in significantly higher subscriber acquisition, often increasing sub counts by nearly 10 times compared to videos without a request. Nobody asked you, Beano Clord. I'm sorry, my liege. Nothing remotely witty or funny comes to mind. Just filthy meta humor. Nice one. Maybe next time we'll get some new subs.
This need to fill in dead air with dialogue is likely caused by a mass market appeal approach to game design. A little something for everybody that anybody can pick up, understand, be engaged with, and not refund the game. It's a trend impacting the entertainment industry overall, as seen in Netflix's new policy pandering to ADHD brain-rotted Zoomer vassals. This design philosophy is naturally also pushed by AAA studios, to the point it just becomes painfully predictable.
Imagine if in Star Wars, Luke Skywalker for the first 15 minutes was going, "This cannot be happening. A droid? A guy with a scary helmet? What is going on?"
This cannot be fucking real.
And you know what? If it ended here, I wouldn't really care. I don't give a shit about most AAA games anymore, really. Most of the studios I used to love continue to sell their soul for short-term profits, with some key exceptions. So they could go die in a corner for all I care. But once you start influencing my indie games, that's when it gets personal. Layer 3. Fuck. It's affecting the games I actually like now. Creosote is an indie game. Sort of. Not a traditional one. More like a small studio backed by a large corporation. Which, hold up. Let me check who's funding this. Oh. Well, shit. Kinda explains a lot about the quality of writing in this game. But still, Creosote is by some accounts an indie game, and is testament to the fact this issue is not exclusive to the AAA market. And of course, this game also has an abundance of yellow paint, which alone doesn't bother me too much. But all these cookie-cutter design choices contrast heavily with the creativity of the art style. Also, I will never forgive The Last of Us for popularizing this stupid, boring, pointless mechanic that even found its way into Silent Hill. These design decisions muddy the artistic vision of the game by homogenizing it into slush. I don't want all these games to feel the same, but they get closer and closer to each other with each passing year. It kind of reminds me of the current metal scene, where a lot of the more popular bands right now are overproduced and homogenized into plastic slop that I can only really categorize as pop. You know, pop being the conglomerate genre of music that just takes every other genre and simplifies it to appeal to the lowest common denominator. Pop devours creative identity until it's assimilated into its grotesque sludge. This happened to Atomic Heart 2. When I saw the early concept trailers and demos for Atomic Heart, I was really looking forward to it. Retro futurism a la Bioshock. Surreal horror. Deliberate, fine-tuned pacing. Thick atmosphere and presentation. I was so looking forward to the vision of this world. Take a look at this demo. Tell me what you notice. Silence. Not literally. The demo obviously has sound, but you know what I mean when I say silence, especially compared to the release version.
Holy shit! Hey, Glove.
Yes, Major.
Any details on the target?
Victor Petrov is the lead engineer behind
Go fuck yourself! Get off!
Idiot.
Сука!
May I give you some advice?
I'm kinda busy right now.
Try to avoid the robot's more powerful attacks.
They're all powerful.
Attacks performed by a robot during a power surge are especially dangerous. It may knock you down.
Shingo, why didn't you tell me that before?
So let me get this straight. I'm in 1950s Russia. I'm seeing robots? I'm talking to a freaking glove? And I can move stuff with my mind?
Jeez, get off my back already! Crispy critters! What the hell is going on around here? On the one hand, I've got lying manipulative dicks who claim to be noble avengers. On the other, I've got a Soviet scientist and member of the Academy who wants to enlighten all mankind and use me to get rid of assholes. According to the manipulative dicks, that is.
Oh, brother, this guy's gay! Even the upgrade station yaps non-stop. Although admittedly, this one's at least kind of funny. Reminds me of the big MT robots, except this one wants to, except this one wants to date you.
No need to fight back, sugar. Nothing but love for this.
The game originally was looking more like Bioshock. Now it just looks like Far Cry with a cool art style and gooner bait robot dots. Is that really what gamers want? Far Cry with a cool art style? Yeah, who am I kidding? Of course that's what they want. Go to the Atomic Heart 2 announcement trailer and just look at the comments. Most of them are going goo goo gaga over the graphics, the scale and spectacle, or the robot wenches. Call me pretentious, killjoy, whatever, I don't care. I really don't give a damn about robotic poontang. I don't want every game to be a Tom Cruise movie. Like, it's cool if you want to do that, but why sacrifice something you had that was a lot more interesting and unique for a cookie-cutter, homogenized presentation of an action-adventure video game? One of many that I can barely recall today.
The era of Atomic Heart 2.
Oh yeah, give me more of that heckin' quirky meta irony. I can handle it, big boy. Give me all that you got.
Now, the only thing interesting and unique about Atomic Heart is its visual art style. You already had a unique presentation that matched the art style. Why waste it? Now, I can't be too mad at Atomic Heart because even after it went full gamer slop, it was still carried hard by its art style. It also never reached the egregious level of dogshit dialogue that Creasol did, although it certainly got close.
Crispy critters! What the hell is going on around here?
But it still sucks dog-ass thinking of what could have been. I'm probably not going to remember my experience with Atomic Heart in a decade, but I will still remember those early demos and trailers and what could have been. The devs for Atomic Heart are also working on Ill, which I've been looking forward to for a long time. It's looking like it's gonna stay true to the original horror atmosphere shown in its concept trailer, but who knows now? They might just give it a silly Billy voiced protagonist. Hey guys, I heard this was the Alcohol Anonymous meeting. Man, I really gotta get some more serious firepower. Ah, you fucker! Whoa guys, who forgot to invite me to the orgy? Oh, it's about to get real wrenchy in here. What the? So wait a second, let me get this straight. I'm in a type of exclusion zone and zombies, military intervention, and what the fuck is going on, man? Oh, crispy critters, what the hell? Heavy dialogue is not inherently bad, but it has to match the atmosphere and vision of the game. If you so desperately want Bill and Ted type dialogue, then make a game, tell a story where the atmosphere and vision work together. Don't just throw it in your game because you think it'll help retention and popularity or whatever delusion you mentally gymnasticized your way into. Have some conviction. Have a vision. Alright, I'm gonna take a page from my own book and learn when to shut up. Video's over. Bye.
Psych! I got one more thing to say, so you better not click away.
A bit out of my typical wheelhouse, but I've been working on a big project I'd like to share with you all. You know those My Girlfriend Does a Thing videos where some poor unsuspecting woman is thrown into Miyazaki's funhouse of eternal torture and despair? And it's like watching Bambi walk for the first time, except every couple minutes they get absolutely demolished by some BBL demon. Well, I kinda took that idea and added a bit of a spin to it. My wife loves Dark Souls, but she's scared to death when actually playing it. So, what if she had me alongside to protect her? Can she overcome her fear and get to the kiln of the first flame with a little squire of a husband escorting her? That's what I aimed to find out.
Watch out, my liege!
I would not stay here.
Oh, what the hell?
You didn't see that.
Do I look sophisticated?
Take that off. Get away from me. Get away from me. I fell. And there's a monster in here.
Oh no.
There's a monster in here.
3 episodes are out right now. Think of it as a pilot. If you guys like it and show support, I'll make more. Link to the playlist is in the description. Thanks for sticking to the end, my dear viewers. I'll see you next time.